This is the Standard Group Editors Podcast, the heavy hitters themselves. Gentlemen, introduce yourselves.
It's a Good Friday.
Yes.
That's why I'm wearing red. My name is Ken Mijungu. I work for the KTN News brand and Standard Group, and an editor, and sometimes I read news.
Okay, Kipkech Tanui. It's good to meet you again, Charles. What is Made of News and Group Executive Editor at the KTN Standard Group.
And I'm Charles Otieno. I'm one of the editors at Standard Group. I don't read news as Ken, and I don't head news as Tanui. Gentlemen, yesterday, serious things happened. The first time President William Ruto said he reflected and acted, and it was not all talk. There was action.
I'm happy about that because you should give us credit. Last week we said
Yes.
we were watching to see how far it will go.
Yes.
And we said that the situation that still obtains now is that Kenyans still are anxious and are watching keenly how far it will go in sustaining the route he has taken to ease this pressure. What he did yesterday has given Kenyans a safety valve in terms of easing the emotions and the pressures. But it's not done because there's a lot more. The biggest question now is who will be in that cabinet? How many will he recycle? Because he himself, by the stroke of the pen, has given a vote of no confidence on his cabinet by action. So if he were to return any of them, I think the biggest question will be on what basis. So it's got a big dilemma. And on the other hand, you will not, I think, want the government of neophytes, people who have just coming also to learn. This new cabinet, most of them had no corporate no political experience and playing corporate management. And so you find that they took long to learn and they were still learning. Now, are we going to start from scratch and bring in a coterie of friends and associates and backers or financiers of the presidency that we have now? I don't know, but I think Kenyans are watching.
So Ken, that walk the president made to the podium, and what Tanui is saying, who will he bring? And those guys were behind him. What did you say?
I think it's very lonely at the top.
Yeah.
What is happening to the president is the best definition of it's very lonely at the top. There are so many things that I read through what happened yesterday. And we have said it here before. We said in the last 2 weeks that what we call self-preservation mode kicked in, and the president has to save himself. The president must have pulled this. There was no option about it. He has so many people hanging on his coat, and they are not helping him. And that's the reason why we are here. So from the outset, Charles, I'd like to say this. The 21 cabinet secretaries that were dismissed yesterday, none has found it necessary to apologize to Kenyans. None. And secondly, to apologize to the president. They are thanking the president for the service. They're not apologizing for the reason why they are where they are. One, you failed. The president, and we spoke about it last week, said they could have done better.
Yes.
That's not the first time. The first time he spoke about it, he said, some of you, I know what's happening in your ministry more than you
know.
do.
Yes, more than you know.
So the president has been alive to the fact that these guys are not helping him. What Tanui said last week, only William advises Ruto and Ruto can advise
William.
Meaning he has no one he can count on advice from. Right? So it had to happen. But from the outset, these guys need to apologize to Kenyans for failing them. And then secondly, they need to apologize to the president for failing the president and getting him to such an awkward situation that he has to. But then, how do we move forward? The question is, which way Kenya? It's a whole new world. Kenya has changed in a way that it's irreversible. This is ile barabara inasema punda ikianza kuteremka imeenda. You cannot stop it.
Yes.
You cannot stop it. So Kenya has changed, and I think it's changing for the better. And what I like about where we are as Kenyans today is a level of accountability. And that's where Tanui is, by saying, now the next question is, who will be in the new cabinet, because the cabinet under Article 152 must be formed. So who will be in that new cabinet? Are we going to see new faces entirely? Are we going to see some other ones being recycled and coming back to the cabinet, just repositioned and given different position? And is that the fundamental question? Is that what Kenyans wanted? Is that what this Gen Z? Because nowadays, now everyone is Gen Z. Tanu is Gen Z, I'm Gen Z, you are Gen Z. So we are all Gen Z.
Yes.
Behind. Gen Z is the face. But
Yes.
every Kenyan, these are things that we couldn't do. So every Kenyan is asking, every Kenyan asked a question. Now the answer we need is to the question we asked. And that question will be answered ultimately even when a new cabinet is formed. Did we ask for you to bring them back, or we asked for entirely a new cabinet that will assist you as the president of Kenya?
And that the same thing you're saying, what next, Tanui and Ken? Do you think the Kenyans will and the Gen Z will be placated with any choice William makes as president now?
I think I'll put it this way first. For me,
Yeah.
You look at the Gen Zs are saying, yes, you've dissolved cabinet, but that's not our business.
Yeah.
We wanted, the ultimatums.
Yeah.
The most important is dealing with corruption right from the top to the bottom, the lowest rank of government. And therefore, that's why they're talking about parliament. There was the physical occupation of parliament, which was deterred using bullets.
Yeah.
But the MPs, because they have said clearly that by assent to the new bill sets the process of reconstituting IBC, and then they will come up with the recall clauses, and they will try and go for the MPs in person, each by constituency. So, and then there are the county governments. You've already seen what happened in Nandi.
Yeah.
The Gen Zs, the young people, went there and they got the governor to speak to them, and they asked the hard questions. I've had issues, Kericho, yesterday, Bomet. That town was a standstill, burning of tires. And in Bomet, it was more interesting because they were talking about the need for clean water in Bomet. And what Ken is talking about, accountability. They had only one agenda. Why do we have dirty water in Bomet? And they made one demand. And there are issues about, in every governor should be worried.
Yeah.
So it is a motion that has started, and it will not end just with the cabinet alone. People want to see, the way I hear, a clean-up and an end to this corruption and wastefulness. I heard a senator talk about the Senate of Nyandarua, describing the nature of the convoy his governor had, how they arrived complete with a chase car. I don't think it will happen again. And I was asking Ken, maybe what is the county number? Migori's count?
Migori is 04044.
So it's very unlikely that if you go to Migori now, you'll outside some pubs, because it's Friday, you will see a county vehicle 044. In all those, yes, people have learned a lesson. The display, the opulence, the misuse of public resources has come to an end.
So you're saying that, Tanui, there are two things you're saying, that the opulence has gone. But how far is William willing to go? Because his cabinet, he's remaining with permanent secretaries, and he's remaining with other people who are running the ministry. And the prime cabinet secretary. And people are saying they should also as well go.
The reason I think why Musalia Mudavadi survived this is based on responsibility. I don't think it's based on anything else. He's the number 22, right? Because there are 21 who left. I think the president, in his opinion, and look at, for example, what the Standard is running today. We have a whole column of why these members of the cabinet were targeted. Why, for example, Nakumicho was wanted, right? Why Interior Cabinet Secretary was wanted. If you try to look at what Musalia Mudavadi, he's the only one who holds two mighty dockets in this government, being a prime cabinet secretary.
Which is unconstitutional?
Which is unconstitutional, regardless. There's so many unconstitutional things in this government. Do you want us to go
And
to
that's
that
what Tanui
conversation?
was saying,
Yes.
that everything he does, the president, is challenged in court.
Yes. And remember, the IEBC Act that was signed barely 3 days ago is going to, there's another law that is supposed to make this position of prime cabinet secretary, once signed, a legal position, a constitutional position, right? So they're going to do it. They're going to get it. They will get it eventually. But the question you asked me about if everyone will be targeted, the president has no option to deal with on how to deal with Rigathi Gachagua. They're joined in the hip. The only way you can deal with Rigathi Gachagua is to take a motion of impeachment in parliament. And with the majority side, he can do that. The only person who could have been touched was Musalia Mudavadi. Under Article 1 cannot do is to appoint a cabinet without approval of parliament. He will appoint, but the